This video appeared before you now for a reason. It came at the most fateful moment of your life, when you were internally ripe for real change. Deep down, you have long felt this strange premonition, as if something grand is about to happen. This is not just intuition, but your subconscious, which knows you are standing on the threshold of that very turning point, after which your life will be divided into before and after. You came to this breakthrough, perhaps without even realizing the scale of the upcoming changes. All these years, all the trials and victories, all the falls and rises, all of this was preparation for the present moment. And now the moment has come when time seems to slow down before a decisive leap into a new reality. Inside you, a powerful tension is building, like a spring compressed to the limit, ready to finally straighten out with all its might. This is the space between who you were yesterday and who you will become tomorrow, between the familiar world and the incredible life that is already knocking on your door. In such moments, it is completely natural to experience doubts. Questions swirl in your head. Can I handle it? Am I worthy of such changes? What if I am not ready? These thoughts are just a protective mechanism of the psyche, which is afraid to go beyond the boundaries of comfort. But know this, the very presence of these questions proves that you are already ready for change. An unprepared person would not even think about it. Perhaps you have been moving toward this breakthrough for many years, overcoming seemingly insurmountable obstacles, working on yourself in moments when others gave up. You fell, scraped your knees, but got up again and moved on. And now when the goal is so close, a deceptive feeling may arise, as if you are marking time. This is an illusion. In reality, you are closer than ever to a qualitative leap, to that very moment when all the pieces suddenly come together into a perfect picture. There is an important spiritual law. The closer the moment of a real breakthrough, the more chaotic and complex your life may seem. This is not an accident, and it is not a test. This is the last check before entering a new level. The universe is as if asking, are you really ready to accept what you have been asking for so long? Have you grown enough for these changes? Sadly, many people give up right now, at this crucial moment, when there is only one step left to the cherished goal. Imagine a huge dam. Before it bursts, the water reaches a critical level. The pressure becomes unbearable. But this is not a sign of catastrophe, but evidence of the imminent release of tremendous energy. Similarly, your current internal tension is not a problem, but a harbinger of future change, an unmistakable sign that you are on the right track. Why is it so scary? Because even the most positive changes frighten our psyche, which is accustomed to a certain order of things. We instinctively cling to the familiar, even if it has long ceased to suit us. But a real breakthrough requires us to have the courage to let go of obsolete beliefs that once protected us, but now only limit us. It requires us to let go of familiar, but toxic patterns of thinking that have become psychological prisons, and fears that have restrained our growth for years like chains. If it seems to you now that your whole world is collapsing, this is an excellent sign. The old structures are collapsing to make way for a new, more perfect one. Your coming breakthrough is not just external changes, such as a new job or relationship. It is a deep inner transformation for which you have been unconsciously preparing all these years. Every trial, every failure, every tear, and every victory, all of this was an important lesson, a preparation for this moment of truth. Look back without fear or judgment. Remember how much you have already overcome. Those failures that seem like catastrophes were actually necessary steps in your growth. You have become stronger, wiser, more resilient, although you may not have noticed it. And now, when all the conditions have come together, you have to make one last decisive push. For this, there are three keys, or three pillars on which any real breakthrough stands. First, absolute trust in the process, even when your whole mind screams, give up. Second, the courage to let go of control, because new paths will open only if you loosen your grip. Third, acceptance of your fear as a natural and even useful reaction to leaving the boundaries of the familiar world. Your breakthrough may come in a completely unexpected form. What now looks like a painful loss may turn out to be a blessed release from unnecessary baggage. What seems to be an insurmountable impasse may in reality be a turn onto a new, brighter road. You are standing on the threshold of a new self. Everything you have worked on, everything you have believed in, all your dreams and aspirations, all of this will soon manifest in your reality in the most unexpected and wonderful way. All that remains is to take the last step and open the door to a new life. If you want to understand more deeply the nature of your internal blocks and learn to be happy, regardless of circumstances, I invite you to my Telegram channel, Strength Within You. You are in a special space between what was and what will be. This transitional state, when the old no longer works and the new has not yet fully manifested, can cause anxiety and doubt. But it is here, in this zone of discomfort, that the most significant changes in our lives are born. You are not accidentally reading these lines. The universe is subtly prompting you to think about transformation because it feels your readiness for serious changes. Right now, you are standing on the border between the familiar world and the new reality that awaits its time. This is similar to the moment before dawn, when the night has already lost its power, but the sun has not yet appeared on the horizon. In such moments, it is especially important to maintain faith and continue moving, even when it seems that you are standing still. Your inner compass knows the way. Trust it. Before the most important breakthrough, fear often intensifies to the limit. This is a natural reaction of the psyche, which tries to keep you in the comfort zone, even if this zone has already become cramped and uncomfortable. Your brain perceives any changes as a potential threat. Therefore, it includes all the alarm signals. But wisdom lies in learning to distinguish the fear that warns of real danger and the fear that simply resists change. The fear of a breakthrough has special characteristics. It is blurred, unspecific, often associated with imaginary catastrophes that are unlikely to happen in reality. When you begin to explore this fear, asking yourself the question, what am I really afraid of? It often loses its power. Try it right now. Take a sheet of paper and write down the 3 biggest fears associated with the upcoming changes. Next to each, write what the worst thing that could happen is and how you will cope with it. You will be surprised at how manageable your fears will be with this approach. Uncertainty is another constant companion of serious change. Our mind craves clarity, wants to see the entire map of the path in advance. But life is arranged differently. The headlights illuminate only the next few meters of the road. And this is normal. Instead of demanding complete certainty from yourself, try to develop comfort with uncertainty. Start small. Allow yourself not to know how today will end, where a chance meeting will lead, what turn fate has prepared. Gradually, you will learn to trust the flow of life. Now, at this very moment, your task is to continue moving, even if the endpoint is not yet visible. Take small steps every day. Call that person you have wanted to talk to for a long time. Start that project you have been putting off for months. Sign up for a course that has long attracted you. These small actions create the energy of movement and gradually clear the path to your big breakthrough. Look back and thank yourself for everything you have already overcome. Every difficulty, every failure, every tear, all of this was necessary to bring you to the present moment. You are stronger than you think and ready for the changes that are already knocking on your door. Trust this process. Your breakthrough is closer than it seems. When you begin to live in harmony with your deepest aspirations, the world around you seems to be included in your game, throwing up amazing coincidences and signs. These synchronicities are not just random events. You may notice how the right people appear at the most opportune moment, how books with answers to your questions themselves catch your eye, how circumstances unexpectedly fall into your favor. But to recognize these prompts requires a special state of awareness, the ability to be fully present in the current moment with an open heart and a clear mind. In parallel with this, it is extremely important to develop deep, sincere gratitude within yourself. This is not just a polite thank you to life, but a powerful transformational tool that changes your energy and perception of reality. When you daily find moments for gratitude, for the morning, for the opportunity to breathe, for small joys, you literally rebuild your nervous system, tuning it to the purity of abundance. We are often so focused on future achievements that we forget to appreciate the path we have traveled. Try it right now. Remember 3 small but significant victories of recent months, those very steps that imperceptibly bring you closer to your goal. But a positive attitude alone, of course, is not enough. The true secret of a breakthrough lies in the consistency and regularity of actions. Contrary to romantic notions, real changes rarely occur as an epiphany or a sudden gift of fate. Much more often, they become the fruit of daily, seemingly insignificant efforts that accumulate over time into a qualitative leap. It is this consistency that creates that very snowball effect. When the initial small actions gradually gain mass and speed, turning into try it right now. Take one small action toward your goal. A call, a request, a read page. This is the beginning of your impulse. Discipline is the magical ingredient that turns one-time impulses into a sustainable trajectory of growth. But it is important to understand it correctly. This is not a soldier's drill, but a conscious choice of freedom from fleeting moods. True discipline is manifested in the smallest daily choices. Getting up 15 minutes earlier to plan your day, choosing a healthy breakfast instead of fast food, spending an evening on a course instead of a series. These micro decisions, repeated, create macro changes. Your environment is either a springboard or a break on the path to a breakthrough. Take a closer look. Does the space in which you live and work inspire you? Do the people from your inner circle support you? The ideal environment is like a nutrient medium for the sprouts of your changes. Especially important are those rare people who see the best in you, even when you yourself doubt yourself. Their belief in you becomes a bridge through periods of uncertainty. But the most important environment is your inner world and how you talk to yourself. Harsh self-criticism is a sabotage of your own efforts. Try today to treat yourself as your best friend, supporting, encouraging, celebrating successes. You will be surprised how your energy and productivity will change. And remember, you do not need to wait for ideal conditions. All great breakthroughs occurred in circumstances far from ideal, but with absolute clarity of intent. Life rarely throws up ideal moments for decisive action. There will always be the wrong time, the wrong preparation, the wrong resources. But the difference between those who achieve a breakthrough and those who mark time lies precisely in the willingness to start before the ideal conditions come, precisely in these moments of uncertainty. This is where your real strength is born, the ability to take a step forward even when the visibility is zero, but the inner compass clearly shows the direction. Add to this the practice of small steps. Break down a big goal into micro elements that can be performed daily without heroism. For example, if your goal is to write a book, start with one paragraph a day. These micro steps will create a rhythm and reduce psychological resistance. And most importantly, learn to distinguish between two types of fatigue: the one that requires rest and the one that requires continuation. Listen to your body, but do not let the cunning of the mind sabotage your progress under the guise of fatigue. Your breakthrough has already begun at the moment when you decided that you are ready for change. Now it's a matter of small steps, day after day, putting this decision into action. And remember, the biggest oak trees grow from small acorns, but only if there is daily growth. When you approach your great breakthrough, be prepared for the path not to be straight and smooth. Life likes to throw up unexpected twists and turns and trials that seem to be obstacles, but in reality are hidden opportunities for growth. In these moments, there may be a temptation to give up, feel disappointment, or even decide that all previous efforts have been in vain. But this is where the most important lesson lies. True strength is manifested not in blindly following the plan, but in the wise flexibility that allows you to adapt to circumstances without losing sight of your main goal. Flexibility is not a sign of weakness or insecurity, but the highest form of wisdom. Imagine a mighty willow that bends under the pressure of a hurricane, but does not break, while rigid oaks fall, broken by the wind. So your ability to adapt to changing circumstances becomes your superpower on the path to a breakthrough. Sometimes what seems like an annoying deviation from the route turns out to be a redirection to a more suitable path, one whose existence you did not even suspect, but which leads to even more significant results. Each obstacle on your path carries a valuable lesson. Perhaps it teaches you patience when you want immediate results, or trains your perseverance when it seems easier to give up. Or maybe it shows those aspects of your personality that still require elaboration and development. When you meet difficulties, not with resistance, but with openness and willingness to learn, you do not just overcome them, you become stronger, wiser, and better prepared for future challenges. One of the most effective ways to develop this life flexibility is daily mindfulness practice. By devoting just 10 to 15 minutes in the morning or evening to silence and self-observation, you create an internal space for a clearer vision of the situation. In this state, you will be able to better recognize your true needs, understand the hidden lessons of current circumstances, and make decisions that truly correspond to your deepest goals. Meditation is not an esoteric practice, but a mental training that helps to filter out external noise and hear the voice of your intuition. But flexibility is only one side of the equation for successful progress toward a breakthrough. No less important is learning to notice and celebrate your intermediate victories. Our brain is structured in such a way that it focuses on the unachieved, often ignoring the stages of the path already taken. To restructure this innate tendency, create a personal ritual of acknowledging your successes. Keep a diary of achievements, where every evening you will write down 3 small victories of the day, what you did well, what you learned, what obstacles you overcame. This simple practice performs several important functions. It reinforces positive changes, fuels your motivation, and creates a sense of progress even on those days when it seems that you are marking time. Life, like nature, moves in cycles. After a period of active growth and intense work, a phase of inner winter naturally comes, a time for recharging, reflecting, and integrating the experience gained. Instead of scolding yourself for the seeming decrease in productivity during such periods, learn to respect these natural rhythms. In moments of energy rise, act more boldly and decisively. And when you feel a decline, focus on analyzing, planning, and restoring strength. Remember that even the greatest rivers have their tides and ebbs, but they do not stop flowing to the ocean. When the long-awaited breakthrough finally occurs, many make a key mistake. They decide that they have reached the end point of their development, but life is not climbing one mountain after which you can rest on your laurels. It is a journey along an endless mountain range, where each conquered peak opens a view of new, even higher peaks. Your current success is just a platform for the next stage of growth and self-improvement. To maintain the dynamics of development, introduce several simple but powerful practices into your life. Regular review and adjustment of goals, continuous learning of new skills, and conscious exit from the comfort zone. The greatest danger after the first significant successes is to fall into complacency and stop developing. History knows many examples when talented people, having reached a certain level of recognition or skill, ceased to grow and eventually lost everything they had worked so hard to gain. To avoid this trap, cultivate what Eastern philosophy calls a beginner's mind, a state of mind in which you maintain curiosity and openness to new things, a willingness to learn from every encounter and every situation. As Socrates said, "I know that I know nothing." This paradoxical wisdom keeps the mind flexible and receptive to new opportunities, even when reaching the heights of mastery. Your current breakthrough is not a finish line, but a powerful springboard for new achievements. What seemed to you a year ago to be the limit of dreams is today becoming the starting point for more ambitious goals. And in this endless process of growth, self-knowledge, and self-improvement lies the true joy of being. As Antoine de Saint-Exupéry wrote, "It is not in achievement, but in constant striving that the meaning of life is revealed." Continue to move forward, celebrating every step of this amazing journey, and remember that the most exciting discoveries and achievements are still waiting for you ahead. After the long-awaited breakthrough, a moment comes when it is especially important to pay attention to self-care. In the pursuit of a goal, we often forget that true achievement is not only the result, but also the ability to enjoy the fruits of our labor. You have probably gone through periods of intense work, sacrificed rest, and put physical and emotional well-being on the back burner. Now is the time to restore balance, because success loses its meaning if you cannot feel it with the fullness of your being. Now is the time to consciously slow down and fill yourself with energy. Allow yourself to celebrate the victory, not formally, but sincerely, with all your being. Thank yourself for all the efforts, for the perseverance, for the faith. Self-care is not a luxury for the chosen few, but a necessary condition for sustainable development. When you are filled physically and emotionally, you create a solid foundation for new achievements. No less important is deep reflection on the path traveled. Look back. What lessons did you learn from this experience? What facets of yourself did you discover? In what ways did you become stronger, and what aspects require further elaboration? Such analysis not only captures what has been achieved, but also lays the foundation for future growth. Without reflection, valuable experience risks remaining unintegrated and therefore an unused resource for the next stages of your development. Pay special attention to your environment. The people with whom you choose to share your energy become either wings or weights on your path. After a significant achievement, it is especially important to surround yourself with those who not only admire you but also inspire you to further growth. Look for those who support your values but are not afraid to challenge your limitations. Such relationships are a rare gift. They become a catalyst for continuous development. The practice of gratitude is your reliable anchor in a world of constant change. This is not a one-time action after reaching a goal, but a daily ritual that maintains a high level of awareness and openness to life. Gratitude transforms ordinary moments into precious ones, helps to see opportunities where others notice only obstacles. It reminds that no matter how high you rise, there is always something to be thankful for, and this attitude attracts new blessings. Your personal breakthrough never remains only your property. Like ripples on the water of a thrown stone, it inevitably touches the lives of those around you. You may not even suspect who is watching your story, drawing inspiration from it for their own changes. Your perseverance in the face of difficulties, your ability to rise after falls, your willingness to continue to grow after success, all of this becomes a living example for others. When you invest in your own development, you inadvertently raise the standards for your environment. Your evolution creates a domino effect, prompting others to reconsider their limiting beliefs. Thus, individual achievement turns into collective transformation, and your personal success becomes part of something bigger, a movement towards a conscious, fulfilling life for many. And remember, great achievements rarely come alone. Now that you are standing at a new height, look back and reach out to those who are just beginning their journey. The wisdom you have gained becomes more valuable when you share it. Your story can become the beacon that helps others stay on course in their own journey to their dreams. In this cycle of growth and giving, the true magic of human development lies.